So I just had, a few drinks with my friends, but I needed to make this video super quick. I'm pouring myself some wine just to keep the vibes going. Every business model in 2025 is a scam. And I know when I say that, a lot of you guys probably think I have some intent behind saying that because you see a guy in a Miami penthouse, I'm sure you've seen this a million times, and he says something like that. He says, oh, every business model is a scam, and then he pitches you his business model. The fact of the matter is, I'm very upset with how the current market is. I'm not going to sell you anything in this video, but I genuinely feel like everyone's being misled, and I feel like the actual way to make money in 2025 is right under everybody's noses, and it's not buying an SMMA course, it's not buying a dropshipping course, it's not doing any of these fucking business models. All that is bullshit. So what I want to explain in this quick video is exactly what my philosophy is on that, and how I feel like I've been able to get in the position I am without going that route. So I just want to kind of explain this to you guys. The fact is that, most of you guys aren't going to make money chasing these business models. Obviously, you have the rare ones that, they buy a course, they run it up, and then they make some money, and then, that kind of starts their entrepreneurial journey. But most people, 99.9% of people that buy these courses don't end up making money. They stay at their job, they stay in school, whatever it is. You certainly don't need a course to escape the matrix. Obviously, some people succeed, some people don't, but I think there's a better way of going about it, and I think people aren't really noticing it. And I think too many people have been tricked by the gurus into thinking that this is how business works, and these are the only avenues to go, is all these online business models being shielded by gurus, which is not the case whatsoever. I kind of want to just show you guys something really quick. Let me pull up my laptop. So let me move that. I'm just gonna pull up like YouTube real quick, and let's search one of these business models. Let's search like Amazon FBA, for example. Just a completely clean, brand new search. Let me flip this. Okay, so I've got this pulled up. Let's just open some of these and take a look. So, the first link, join the waitlist for my Amazon FBA course. Again, I have not watched any of these videos. I'm just freshly clicking these videos. Again, waitlist for Amazon FBA course. Nothing wrong with these guys, nothing wrong with selling anything. But the point I'm getting at is pretty clear. I could go through and do this for literally hours. I'm not gonna do that, but you get the point. And that is that, the actual business model, the underlying business model has been right under your noses the entire time. And somehow everyone just doesn't care. I don't really understand this. I don't understand how everyone's overlooking this, but it's right in front of your face. I realized this literally 6 years ago when I was like 14, 15 years old. I'm 21 years old now. I can drink legally. But I don't get how no one is realizing this. I don't know if I'm am I like a super genius or something? How did I think of this so much earlier? But I don't think it's anything like that. I think what it comes down to is people are afraid to get into the space because they think there's a massive barrier to entry. But what I want to explain to you guys, let me put it this way. I'm massively connected with people in the info space. I'm talking guys that are doing 7 figures a month profit selling drop shipping courses. Like, I'm not joking, okay? Everyone thinks that shit's saturated. Not even fucking close. And you guys would be amazed at the amount of people that sell, a drop shipping info product or Amazon FBA or whatever, and they've never touched the business model. They've never made money with it. And I feel like a lot of you guys would honestly be disgusted if you saw like some of the shit going down behind the scenes, like ethically. There's just people like, how can you say I'm gonna teach you how to make 10K a month when you've never made that from the business model at all, and you make all your money from info? I'm getting a little sidetracked, but my point is, there's not qualifications to get into this. Now, I'm not saying go, sell a course in something that you have no idea how to run it up. That's not the point of this video. But I'm just trying to lay the groundwork first so you understand what I'm actually about to tell you and what the point is of me making this video. When it comes to making money, and not even online, but just making money in general as an entrepreneur, the way you do that is by solving problems. That's it, okay? When you look at all these info products, when you look at everyone selling their courses, all the gurus, what are they doing? They're solving a problem, okay? People want money, they want freedom, they want whatever it is. They want a way to make it online where they're not tied to a job, they're not in school, whatever it is. So They want to buy a course. They want to learn how to do that. They want to learn how to make some money so they can live a life of freedom, time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom. That's the whole point. So they're solving a problem. Any business you look at is solving some kind of problem. So you need to look at everything with the lens of what problem can I solve? That's where actual money is made. So that's exactly what I did in this case. Let me explain. Here's the problem. When these people are selling info products, all of it comes from marketing. Personally, I only work with people that have an organic audience. They have organic lead flow. I don't touch paid advertisements. I don't touch meta ads, nothing like that. So I haven't even explained what I do yet, but the point I'm getting at is I had to solve a problem. And here's the problem. These people can't run everything on their own. They can't run this up. And let me say real quick, even though I kind of just bashed the whole info space and said like there's all these guys that are fake gurus and shit, there's also a very good side to it. There's a side of people that are legit. Say people, for example, like sales is a big one. There's a lot of people that have sales programs. They teach people how to sell. They place them in sales offers and they actually start making like 20 grand a month. Like those are some of the offers that like, you can genuinely make some real money from. It's not so hit or miss. There's actually a science to it, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of good that comes from info products as well. There's people that genuinely, they'll buy a $5,000, $10,000 program, they'll learn everything, they'll apply it, and then they'll be making a full-time income and they get everything that they wanted. And then of course, there's the other side of it where most people don't make money. And a lot of times it doesn't come down to the guru or the course. They just don't want to put in the effort, they buy it and that's it. But what I'm getting at is, I saw this and I knew I wanted to be part of the info space, okay? I can't look online at all these business models and everything and think to myself like, okay, I'm gonna start drop shipping. Like, no, I could clearly see everyone's fucking selling courses. How am I gonna sell a course? How am I gonna get in on this? So my solution was I had to solve the guru's problems. And the problem is all the leads come from them making content, them in front of their Lambo, them making their fucking Instagram posts, whatever it is. That's where all the leads come from. So how are they gonna be doing that while at the same time managing all the leads, hopping on sales calls, texting everyone to confirm the call before they join? They're not gonna do that, it's not gonna happen. So they need someone there to do that for them, which is where I came into place. So I essentially became a manager for info products or an operator, whatever you wanna call it. So essentially what I do is I take these creators that are making content, I say, I'm gonna take everything off your back. I'm gonna manage your sales systems, I'm gonna build your landing page, I'm gonna script your VSL, I'm gonna take all this off your back. You're gonna focus 100% on content and I'm gonna take a percentage for doing so. And it's as simple as that, and then all of a sudden, 75% more of their time is freed up. They start posting way more content, way more leads are coming in, the business fucking quadruples, making more money, and of course I have a percentage of the whole thing for keeping everything running smoothly in the back end. And I'm able to have a piece of these courses, of these info products, without ever showing my face and having to become a guru, I guess you could say. But that's the opportunity I identified. So my point of this video is, if you guys are trying to get into an online business, I really would not look at like the drop shipping or any of these. You don't even have to be in an online business. You can pick a real life business and figure out what gap you can fill, what problem can you solve. And I know a lot of you guys probably want to click off this video because it's not a very shiny answer, okay? I didn't just give you like some get rich quick scheme where I'm like, this is the formula. I literally am just telling you have to solve a problem, which might sound simple, but a lot of people can't figure out the most efficient way of doing so. So for me, it literally came down to identifying, first of all, what online business model is making the most money, okay? Which when you start looking into it, you think, oh, maybe drop shipping. Drop shipping runs it up, oh, but the margins are kind of slim. What about Amazon FBA? Oh, but it's heavy, capital intensive. Maybe trading. Trading seems cool. I can just trade on my laptop for a few hours a day, make $500 profit, and then fuck off the rest of the day. Okay, you look at all these business models, and then you're like, wait a second. Everyone's selling a fucking course. Everyone telling you how to do these business models is selling a course on it, and then boom, it clicks. There it is. I hope I'm making some sense and I'm not just yapping right now. But that's exactly what I did. So I identified the best business model, which is info products, selling courses, and then I figured out how can I fill the gap, how can I help them. So there you go. That pretty much covers what I was thinking. But I really hope you guys stop getting fooled by these gurus and being thrown into fucking AI copywriting and every new business model that comes out every single week. And just start solving problems, start looking deeper into things, and don't take everything so surface level. And I feel like a lot of you guys, like I said, already knew, like everyone's just selling courses, that's what it is. The business model is info products. Well, you didn't want to do anything about it. And then I did, and now I'm in the position I'm in because I identified opportunity and I took advantage of it. Anyhow, if you guys have any questions or anything, shoot me a DM on Instagram at Dustin Verano or comment. I'm happy to answer anyone's questions. Make sure to subscribe to. I have a lot of videos like on my channel kind of going over exactly what I do and how I solve problems for these people. Even if you're not doing it with info products, it applies to a lot of other stuff. So I highly recommend you. I literally have hours of content on my YouTube. I highly recommend you check it out. And yeah, just start looking deeper, guys, because there's a lot more to this stuff than you probably think. Anyhow, I'm gonna go enjoy my wine now, and I hope this helped some of you.